Hey there, my name is Katelynn Knick, and I am an artist here in Oklahoma City. I create abstract paintings and sculptures that often use my imagination to come up with different shapes and lines that come together to tell a story. So today we're going to learn about abstract art. Have you ever seen abstract art before? Can you think of any examples? I believe that abstract art is a way to see the world differently. And there's two main ways to go about making it. So let's talk about it. The first way is kind of like charades. Imagine describing something without telling us what you're describing. So for example, how would you draw the feeling of being happy? Maybe with a smiley face? Those two dots and that curvy line have a meaning, right? We all see that and think, happy. Now imagine combining that smiley face with other symbols to tell a story, kind of like this. What do you see here? Can you tell me what happened? Someone was happy, they had an ice cream cone, the ice cream cone fell, and then they were sad. So we just told a whole story using 4 symbols. Another way to make abstract art is by starting with the art and using that to figure out your story. Whereas before, we used symbols to tell the story. This time, we're going to use our imagination to come up with our own symbols and shapes. This is my favorite way to make art, and it's the method I used in my painting that is currently in the 24 Works on Paper exhibition titled Forbidden Fruit Loops. Can you see anything in this painting that sticks out? When I was creating it, I was thinking about breakfast. Do you see anything that might look like breakfast? I spy 2 little eggs. Can you find them? Or cereal and milk? The red and orange colors remind me of a lava lamp. Have you ever seen a lava lamp before? They kind of look like little glass bottles that have these fun, squishy shapes that move up and down, and they glow like lava. This painting makes me happy, but did I use a smiley face? I didn't. I used my imagination. Now, let's use your imagination to tell your story. Today we'll be using painting, drawing, and collage. Here's what you'll need. You'll need any paper that you have on hand. I'm using brown packaging paper. You'll need something to draw with. I brought colored pencils and a Sharpie and markers. You'll need something to paint with. I brought paint, a paint cup with water, a paintbrush, and a paper towel. You'll also need collage materials. So you'll need scissors, a glue stick, and heavyweight paper to collage onto. All right, now that you have everything that you need, let's jump in. You'll start with your heavyweight paper, and you'll want to paint a background. So get your paint ready, wet your brush, and mix your favorite color. You'll want to paint it to where the color goes from edge to edge. Fill up the whole sheet. Now, set this to the side so it can dry. Next, we will start creating your own shapes. Use your drawing tools. I grabbed my markers and start to draw whatever comes to mind. Think big shapes, blobby shapes, squiggly shapes, whatever your heart wants to draw. Make lots of shapes, big and small. Awesome, good work on those shapes. Now, let's cut them out. So you'll grab your scissors and start to cut out the shapes that you just created. All right, now that all of your shapes are cut out, you're ready to start assembling your abstract story. So grab your painted background. It should be dry by now, but if it's not, take a break or make another one. And then start to assemble your shapes onto your page. You don't have to use all of your shapes. You can choose your favorites. All right, now let's glue them on. So take your glue stick and cover the backs of each piece with glue. Sometimes I like to use the back of a glue stick to help push the piece onto the paper, because sometimes it can be extra sticky. All right, almost there. All right, now that your shapes are glued onto your page, you can use your drawing tools to add another layer on top. I like to draw lines that connect the shapes, and sometimes I like to do dots as well, kind of like a sprinkles on a cupcake. It just adds a little bit extra flair. Sometimes it's helpful to turn your page around and look at it from different views. So flip it upside down, see what it looks like. Good job! Now take your hand and pat yourself on the back. You did great. You just created your own shapes to tell your unique visual story using your imagination. Let's take a look. Here's how mine turned out. Now look at yours. What do you see? Any colors or shapes that stick out to you? What do you think they mean? How do they make you feel? Now show it to a friend. What do they see? How does it make them feel? So we all see things a little differently. We all create our own shapes that tell a different story that's unique to you. I want you to think about this activity whenever you feel like communicating and have a lot to say. So maybe you are full of emotion. Maybe it's sad, angry, happy. You can always come back to your shapes to use that as a tool to communicate those feelings. and to tell that story. All you need is something to draw with, something to draw on, and your imagination. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about abstract art and use this as a tool to tell your story. Thank you.